So now let's shift gears a little bit here to the NFL, and let's start with the Thursday night game from last night. Patriots at Falcons. I think this was the first Thursday night game that we predicted correctly, folks. Thank goodness. We know Thursday games are usually a little bit wonky out here, and we took the Patriots -6.5. We knew that was great value because the Patriots defense is absolutely good, and this Falcons offense, we didn't even know Cordell Patterson wasn't going when we made that pick, and then it came about an hour, 2 hours before game time. They're like, yeah, no Cordell Patterson, and I'm like, sheesh, now this Falcons offense can absolutely do nothing, and that was exactly right because they put up 0 points last night. So this Patriots defense gets it done, and then the offense just playing game managing football really throughout the entire game, and that was all they needed to do. So the Patriots get the big old 25-0. Shut them out. Goose egg by the Falcons. Arthur Smith not pleased with his team. Ended up sitting Matt Ryan for like the final couple of minutes, and that was a poor decision as well because the backup, the second string and the third string quarterback gets in the game, and they both throw an interception against this Patriots defense. So it was really just a good defensive battle all throughout. Patriots scored 10 points in the first quarter. They scored another 3 going into halftime. So, Arthur Smith, you got to make some changes out of halftime. Got to do something. This was still a winnable game in your grasp. You're only down 2 scores, 13-0 going into halftime. But then they're punting. Turnover on downs. They get a little bit of ballsy a little bit here. 4th and 1 at the New England 16-yard line. Trying to turn around the game. But they can't get it done. The Patriots defense steps up big, forces a turnover on downs. Next time Matt Ryan's out on the field, he throws an interception, then he gets benched. Or does he throw? No, he throws back-to-back. He throws back-to-back interceptions. It's still only 16-0 at this point, trying to do something to get them back in the game. Unfortunately, Matt Ryan throws a pick, and then with about 5 minutes left, they bench him, and then they have Josh Rosen come in. He throws an interception, and then they have the third string. Felipe Franks comes in, and he throws a pick, and then the Falcons are like, okay, can we please just go home now, please? And the game is over here. So, Patriots just playing really good game managing football here. Let's start to break down some of these numbers from last night. Mac Jones goes 22 of 26, efficient as heck, folks. I would say that's like 84%. Let's get the exact number. 22 of 26, we get 84. Did I just say 84? Can I do the quick math? Am I a human calculator? 84% completion percentage by Mac Jones, 207 yards, 1 touchdown. He did throw a pick, folks. He did throw an interception. And it was funny because Joe Buck and Troy Aikman were a little bit slurping Mac Jones, and literally the entire media has been slurping Mac Jones this week. And I'm not knocking the media slurping Mac Jones. I get it. But as soon as they were slurping him, then Mac Jones goes and throws the interception. And as we see on the scoreboard, the final score, the Falcons could do nothing with the ball offensively whenever they had it. And, this is it. We knew Bill Belichick was going to take away Cordell Patterson anyway because that's the only good offense that they have. They're really not able to utilize Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts is still a rookie. Darren Waller took a couple of years to get where he is. So, we really shouldn't have expected Kyle Pitts to come in and have a great offensive production season. And especially now without no Calvin Ridley, who is obviously the number one option here, and now nor Cordell Patterson, who was kind of the number one option now that there was no Calvin Ridley, and now Kyle Pitts has to be the number one option as a rookie, and that's just not his game right now, obviously. So Falcons were struggling all over the place offensively, could not take advantage of the turnover, and went for it on 4th and 1, folks. Went for it on 4th and 1 and got stopped, man. If you can't get a yard, in the NFL. That doesn't say anything really great about this team overall. And Arthur Smith, he's got to get this team figured out here. You've got to move off of Matt Ryan. I know this isn't 100% Matt Ryan's fault for this loss here. This Falcons team really has no great offensive weapons consistently. offensively, and they're really not utilizing the offensive pieces that they have very well. Arthur Smith, put a lot of belief and faith in Cordell Patterson to finally get it done. Arthur Smith, maybe a little bit of an ego, because the Troy Aikman and Joe Buck, the announcers for the game last night, they brought up a really good point. I mean, Cordell Patterson is a true gadget player, and we know that. But, he's gone around, the league a little bit. He's been in and out. Nobody's ever really made him work in an offensive scheme. So maybe Arthur Smith, coming from the Titans the last 2 seasons as their offensive coordinator, trying to be a little bit of a big brain IQ, wanting to outthink and truly be, the smartest person, and be like, hey, I was the coach that finally made Cordell Patterson be a huge contributor to an offense in the running game and the passing game, the area that all the other coaches that have had Cordell Patterson has truly floundered with in the past. So I don't know if this is an ego thing of Arthur Smith wanting to make Cordell Patterson work and kind of be the main guy here, but obviously it's not working for Arthur Smith as they're 4-6. But let's go back to the Patriots here and finish their stats. So Mac Jones throws the interception, but everything else was really great. And Mac Jones was placing the ball accurate as heck. And that's exactly what Mac Jones is. That's the best thing about him, is his accuracy. And we saw that in Alabama. But we contributed his accuracy to all the great talent that was on the Alabama team last year with Jalen Waddle and Devontae Smith. And Najee Harris. Holy cow, that man! I still can't believe how freaking stacked offensively that team was. So, it was Mac Jones. We watched him, coming into the draft and all that in the offseason. And, he was throwing accurate to all the receivers, but all the receivers were wide open, 5 yards of separation, because, there's no defense in college, and that Alabama team, they're Alabama, so they're already good, and all these receivers, I mean, we talk about it all the time, college defenses, they may have, on average about 1 or 2 good players defensively, and this Alabama team has like 4 or 5 great pieces offensively, so there's going to be a lot of people open, and we saw that. But Mac Jones, now that defenses and are a lot better than what they are in college, obviously, and there's no real wide open in the NFL. We've heard about Tua last year, his rookie year, not knowing what open was in the NFL, and now, he's truly slinging it this year. Mac Jones is like, yeah, open, not open, I'll still sling it in there and be accurate to where only the receiver can catch the ball. So Mac Jones's accuracy, folks, is absolutely I don't know if I can go phenomenal quite yet. I think that might be a little bit of an overreaction. But overall, it's really, really gosh dang good here by Mac Jones. And he's getting it done, efficient, accurate, not really turning the ball over. Anything to an alarming point. Yeah, he had a pick here. It's unfortunate, but overall, it's not like we're going in every single week being like, well, if Mac Jones throws a pick like he really does every single game, they're not going to win. We don't really get that. He's playing great game, managing football, not turning the ball over. So, well done for Mac Jones last night. But then the running game, yes, sir. Damian Harris back this week. So we thought Ramondre Stevenson's touches may come down a little bit, but Ramondre Stevenson led the team in rushes and led the team in rushing yards. Our man, Ramondre Stevenson, and we got a great play to watch. We can watch it now, but let's talk about his stats first. 12 carries for Ramondre Stevenson, 69 big ol' yards, 5.8 yards a carry. Sheesh, putting up a little bit of Derrick Henry numbers a little bit. No. I know we haven't seen Derrick Henry in the last couple of weeks because of the injury. Truly unfortunate, but Ramondre Stevenson is kind of filling that hole that we have for Derrick Henry. So well done to Ramondre Stevenson. And let's watch this play from last night. Maybe his best run of the day, folks. A nice 10-yard pickup. And that's what's so great about Ramondre Stevenson. Yes, he's not the biggest. Yes, he's not the fastest, but I mean, he's fast as heck still. He's big as heck still. And he's got great strength, as we're going to see on this stiff arm. So here we go. It comes in the first quarter. Patriots at midfield. Ramondre Stevenson hits the outside, and look at this stiff arm. Ooh, pushes him right into the ground. Get up. What What are you trying to tackle me? Do you not know I'm Ramondre Stevenson? What are you coming at me trying to tackle me for? Just try to force me out of bounds. Run me to the boundary. I'll go out of bounds here. Let's get it from this angle, the back angle here. But he just pushes this man right into the ground. Disrespectful as heck. Here we go. Well, hopefully they show it. They're not going to show it, so we got to rewind it and watch it ourselves right here. So here we go. Let's watch the play one more time. Bounces it out to the outside. Great speed right there. And then just one final thing before he comes out of bounds. Boom. Push that man. Push that defender down into the ground for trying to tackle me. That's what you get for trying to bring down Ramondre Stevenson. You get brought down. You the one going down. You trying to get me down. You going down. What are you, crazy? Ramondre Stevenson showing out every single week. And once again, he did not fumble the ball. So we will still be able to see Ramondre Stevenson next week as well. And we can't wait. We've already got, I know it's Thursday, so we got to go extra days without seeing Ramondre Stevenson. But when we can see him next week, oh yeah, I've already got an alert set for when Ramondre Stevenson plays next. Cannot wait to see that man back on the field. But like we said, Damien Harris back this week off the concussion. 10 rushes for 56 yards. So once again, running back by committee, absolutely great here. And remember, the Patriots still had Sony Michel coming into the season as well. So this could have been 3 great running backs, but they sent Sony Michel to the Rams because the Rams were a little bit short in that position. But that just gives us more Ramondre Stevenson. So I guess it's for the greater good that Sony Michel left New England. So running back by committee was fantastic here by New England. And who was Mac Jones throwing to? Kendrick Bourne, leading receiver, 4 catches, 42 yards. Nelson Aguilar, 5 catches, 40 yards, a touchdown. Jacoby Myers, 4 catches, 39 yards. Do y'all know what all those 3 top receiving players for the Patriots all have in common? They're actually wide receivers. So it's not like Mac Jones is like dinking and dunking to running backs and taking the safety valve options and all that. He's going to his actual weapons. And yes, you could still utilize your tight ends. They still utilize their tight ends in the red zone. Then we have Hunter Henry, 2 catches, 25 yards. But overall, this is Mac Jones kind of getting the ball to his playmakers, not dinking and dunking and not just kind of being afraid and dumping it down and all that, going to his actual receivers. So for that, once again, another big green flag for Mac Jones. Then we have Jonnu Smith, 1 catch for 17 yards. Brandon Bolden, 2 catches, 14 yards. N'Keal Harry, 2 catches, 14 yards. Damien Harris, 1 catch, 9 yards. And our man Ramondre Stevenson, 1 target, 1 catch, 6 yards. We'll take that all day. So overall, everybody in the Patriots offense was absolutely getting it done here. But really the main focus was this Patriots defense. And we're going to talk about this defense in a second. But let's talk about this Falcons offense. And it kind of ties in together, so we can kind of talk about it here. But let's head over to Matt Ryan's stats and start breaking him down a little bit and what they were doing offensively, if they were even doing anything offensively, because obviously no points last night, nothing great, awful, atrocious, if you will. But Matt Ryan goes 19 of 28, 67% completion percentage, but only for 153 yards and 19 completions, dink and dunk. Once again, not having Calvin Ridley, not having Cordero Patterson, and then the Patriots, when they don't have those options, they're like, okay, I guess we can lock up Kyle Pitts, and then truly the Falcons have nobody to go to. So Matt Ryan was forced just to dink and dunk against his Patriots team. No touchdowns, obviously, for 0 points, and then he did have 2 interceptions. Not great, but they did come in the fourth quarter when they were just trying to make something happen, down 13-0. This is when the first interception came at the New England 44-yard line. Nothing great. Then they score another 3 off of it, and then the second interception comes down 16-0 at their own 49-yard line. So Matt Ryan throwing 2 picks, and then Josh Rosen gets into the game, 1 of 3 for 5 yards and a pick. He threw a pick 6, and then Felipe Franks gets in the game 0 of 1 for 1 interception. So this Patriots defense making the Falcons offense look like trash. And, this is not good for Josh Rosen because we already know he's trash. He's getting passed around the league, and this is what you do. The 3 throws that you have in this game, 1 turns into a pick 6. I mean, come on, Josh Rosen. Unfortunately, the man just needs to be out of the NFL. We were talking about Mason Rudolph last week. I don't know if I take Josh Rosen over Mason Rudolph. I do think I take Mason Rudolph over Josh Rosen, and that's the worst. If that just came out of our mouth, so honestly, Josh Rosen needs to be out of the NFL. If you're ever worse than Mason Rudolph, you need to be banned, exiled from the NFL, and never ever pick up a football again. It should be illegal for you to do that. So, Josh Rosen still floundering. He will never be a starter in this league. It's unfortunate, first overall pick, but it's what it is, folks. I mean, I'm not the one that's making this dude trash. He's just trash. And I get it. He's an NFL player. I get it. He's better than me. I get it. He's richer than me. I get it, folks. I don't need to say that. We're talking about NFL players, but he's the worst NFL player. He's the worst professional NFL player that there is in the league, folks. All right, and then in the running game, nothing good out here. Quadre Olison. Have you ever heard of this man before, folks? No, you haven't. 9 rushes for 34 yards. Then we have Keith Smith. Have you ever heard of him? No, you haven't. 3 rushes for 8 yards. Then Mike Davis. Once again, we didn't even want Mike Davis on this team in the offseason. We never really thought Mike Davis and Cordell Patterson would be kind of the dynamic duo in the running game to make your offense work. And here we are. No Cordell Patterson, and you don't even try to rely on Mike Davis. You don't even give him the bulk of the load, carrying the ball wise. So I don't know what Arthur Smith is thinking out here. And then who was Matt Ryan throwing to in this game? We had Russell Gage, leading receiver, 5 receptions for 49 yards. Kyle Pitts, 3 receptions, 29 yards. Olamide Zaccheaus, 3 catches, 23 yards. Tajay Sharp, 2 catches, 21 yards. Mike Davis, 3 catches, 20 yards. Keith Smith, 1 catch, 11 yards. So nothing great by this Falcons offense the entirety of the game, and it really was because of the defense. And we are going to watch the Patriots' best defensive plays right here, and it's a 4.5-minute clip, folks, because it was just defense after defense after defense after defense. And we've been talking up this Cowboys defense this week. We've officially named it the Walk of Fame defense, and this Patriots defense is definitely great as well. We get Matthew Judon, Jalen Mills, Kyle Duggar, Kyle Van Noy, that once again I don't understand what Brian Flores, the head coach of the Dolphins, was thinking of just letting him go. Signed him to like a 3-year deal coming into this season or last year, and then they just cut him this year for what? And then he goes back to Bill Belichick, who he knows, we already know Kyle Van Noy is already a great player, and then he goes to Bill Belichick where he can truly exceed. So I don't understand what Brian Flores is doing. Once again, this is just going to, defensive-minded head coaches think they're so freaking smart and they can win with, garbage pieces. I mean, they don't need the best players. So that's just goes into the thinking of defensive-minded head coaches, folks. Again, going into our thinking of we don't want really defensive-minded coaches at the head coaching position. Once again, Bill Belichick, the obvious exception, folks. Once again, we don't need to say that every time we say this. This Patriots defense, and I think we've got a nickname for them, folks. We're gonna give this Patriots defense a nickname as well. And this is great seeing the defenses here step up. I'm all about defenses. If I'm a coach in an NFL and I have the choice between being the offensive coordinator or defensive coordinator, give me the defensive coordinator spot. I'm trying to stop y'all from scoring. You're gonna score on me? No. We're gonna shut you down. Love offensive side better than the defense, or love the defensive side of football better than the offense. But where were we? Yeah, Cowboys defense being called the Walk of Fame defense. And then after the game here, we get Matthew Judon with this quote. Matthew Judon, and we saw him, he had a couple of sacks that hopefully we can see in the highlights as well. Matthew Judon on the Patriots defense says, quote, "We kind of want to be assholes on the field. We play within the rules, but we're a nasty group." Ooh, I love that. We play within the rules, but we're coming at you, and we're going to be talking our shit, and we are going to be assholes because we're trying to get in your head. Once again, another aspect of defense, getting in your opponent's head, being flashy, being disrespectful to get in their heads so they try and do something that they shouldn't. Oh, you're going to talk shit about me? Okay, now I'm going to try and throw this 50-yard deep ball, but it's going to result in a pick because we're playing you. This team is actively playing their offensive opponents, and I'm all here for it. So the official name for this Patriots defense that we're going to give them, since they want to be assholes but play within the rules but be a nasty group, get inside the offensive player's head, we're calling this defense the Provocateurs. Ooh, the Provocateurs coming into town and ready to shut you down and shut you out. 25-0. The Provocateurs come into your arena after the entire 28-3. That's the entire narrative through this entire week. 28-3, Super Bowl lead, blowing it. Matt Ryan blowing it. Patriots coming from behind. Patriots defense getting it done. 28-3, coming back from behind. And they come into your stadium and shut you out 25-0 after, the big game that y'all were in, blowing a 28-3 lead and all that. So we have the Provocateur defense here with this Patriots team. And, we seeing these defenses step up, it's what kind of happens every single year, as we kind of hit the midpoint and start to see kind of the back half of the season unfold. It's really the defenses that start to really take over from this point on, now that there's tape on teams, now that, we know what these teams are doing and we've really seen their entirety or the bulk of their playbook since they've been playing, 10, 11 games so far. This is really when the defenses truly show up and show out, and so far this Patriots defense has truly been showing out and showing up here. Same thing with the Cowboys defenses, so we're giving a little respect to these defenses here. We've got the Walk of Fame defense with the Cowboys, and we've got the Provocateurs with this Patriots defense. And hey, we'll see what defense steps up on Sunday to see if they get a name. There's some defenses that are still really, really good in this league. Like the Rams defense is pretty good. The Eagles defense is pretty good. We'll see if we can give them some names. What is kind of statistically the best defense in the league? Which defense am I forgetting here? That could possibly earn a name this week. We got the Bills. The Bills defense, they definitely have to have a name because this Bills defense is very, very good. We'll watch the Bills this week against the Jets and see if we can give them a name. 2 names are already off the table. Can't get the Provocateurs and can't get the Walk of Fame, but we'll see what defense we can give them. The Packers defense could definitely be a nameable defense as well, so we'll see what they can do this week and see if we can give them a name. But let's watch this Patriots defense here, folks. The Provocateurs get it done. First quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, first play, literally first play, and then literally the last play, a la, picking off backup and third string quarterbacks just to be a provocateur, adding insult to injury. Don't just because you put your starting quarterback out of the game doesn't mean that we're going to put our backups in and kind of phone in the game for the rest of the through 2 minutes that are left on the clock. No, that's your decision. We're still going 100% out here, and that's exactly what the Provocateurs did last night. So here we go. Let's watch the Provocateurs work. Here we go. Matt Ryan, empty backfield, 39 at his own 5-yard line, and that's just great coverage right there, breaking up the ball, trying to go to Kyle Pitts over the middle of the field there for the first down. But look at this, great defense to knock the ball away. Boom, watch it in slow motion right here. Boom, knock the ball away. You trying to catch the ball? What are you, nuts? You think you're catching a ball on Kyle Duggar? No, you are not. Next play up here is just a run play here, and Matthew Judon leading the charge of bringing him down 4 yards in the backfield. Easy peasy. Next play, Matt Ryan, plenty of time to throw, so he's going to go a little bit deep, and it's high, and it's on the sideline, and they force him out of bounds. Incomplete pass to Tajay Sharp, and there's a flag on the field, and the defense gets it done. Here we go, Matt Ryan rolling out to the right, trying to do something, and that's an easy sack there for Kyle Van Noy. That's just too easy. I don't know what Matt Ryan's trying to do right here. Play action, rolling out to the right. nothing open and tries to kind of go back inside. Matt Ryan, you are one of the most unathletic quarterbacks in the league. You can't run. You must throw the ball. You're not juking anybody in the backfield. You are getting taken down for a sack like we just saw right there. Here we go. 3rd and 1. Play action. Matt Ryan going to throw it. Here we go. Once again, Matt Ryan trying to be athletic, trying to get the defenders on their feet so he can escape out of the pocket. Once again, you are not athletic. You are not fast. You don't have any quick acceleration, and you get brought down for like a 10-yard sack on 3rd and 1. Once again, Kyle Van Noy getting it done. Who do you think you are, Matt Ryan? You're a little old in this league, too. You were drafted in 08, my man. You're a little up there in the age department, and you weren't athletic when you came out of college. So I don't know why this man is trying to run all the time here. And then here we go, Matthew Judon getting to Matt Ryan here on 3rd and 9 for a sack. Once again, Matthew Judon has been obliterating quarterbacks this season. Took it a little easy on Matt Ryan. No big sack hits, but overall got a couple of sacks. I want to say he got let's get these official sack numbers up here by Matthew Judon, because he's been having a hell of a year so far. Cal Van Noy with 2 sacks. Matthew Judon, how many sacks this man has? What do we got here? Why can I not see this man's name? They don't have this man's name up here? They didn't calculate Matthew Judon's stats? What's up with that? That was a sack right there. And they got this man not even listed here. Oh, here we go. Matt Judon. Here we go. I just missed it, folks. Here we go. 1 sack, 1 tackle for loss. Fantastic. All right, back to the highlights here. What do we got? Who else is going to show up here for this Provocateur Defense? Who's going to get it done next up here? We've already seen Kyle Duggar and Matthew Judon and Kyle Van Noy. Where's our man Jalen Mills at? Where's Devin McCourty at? Because they're coming up, folks. Here we go. Matt Ryan, shotgun. Once again, just getting brought down for a sack. Again, taken down. Matt Ryan trying to throw the ball. Get rid of it. You're going to get taken down. The pump fakes, the trying to escape out of the pocket. How many times do we have to tell you? How many times do we have to keep kicking your butt, old man? Get rid of the ball. You cannot move on the pocket. And then once again, trying to establish the run here. Taken down 2 yards in the backfield by the collective of the defensive line of the Patriots. Matt Ryan here in the 4th quarter, down 13-0, trying to do something. Lofts a ball, trying to hit Kyle Pitts. And once again, you're going to overthrow. He's backpedaling here. Pressure is coming, just floats it, and it gets away from him. And great job here to secure the interception by Devin McCourty. Fantastic interception. All right, Matt Ryan, here we go. Next possession here. And this is an interception as well. A high throw that Matt Ryan gets picked off on. Here he goes, just trying to hit the receiver on the left sideline, and that is just too high, and it gets intercepted. Once again, Matt Ryan is trash, and well done with the toe taps by J.C. Jackson to get the ball. Unfortunately, stepped out of bounds on the return, but this is a catch here. 1 foot down, 2 foot down, possession. Yes, sir, truly interception. Alrighty, and now we get Josh Rosen in the game. Then once again, their defense is not going to stop. Just because you put in your second string with 2 minutes left does not mean the Patriots are going to be like, okay, well, they're putting in their second string, so let's go easy and just let the clock in the final 2 minutes run out. No, that's your choice. This team plays to the very last whistle, and unfortunately, Josh Rosen and Felipe Franks, unfortunate. I think they thought they were like, okay, well, the defense is going to be, that 100%. They're not going to be gassed up 100% out here, but they were, because we're going to get this pick here by Josh Rosen. Absolute trash here. This is just too easy. Kyle Van Noy with the pick six. Yes, linebackers getting pick sixes by this Provocateur Patriots defense. Fantastic. Josh Rosen, trash. Look at this throw. Try to sling it sidearm and didn't see the Kyle Van Noy linebacker sliding over. Trash. Josh Rosen is still trash. He learned from Tom Brady. He learned from Cliff Kingsbury, and he is just trash still. Unfortunate. And then here we go. Felipe Franks gets into the mix and another interception here. Throw way behind the receiver. A nice jump on the route here by the Provocateur defense of this Patriots team. So once again, look at this. Way behind. Great jump. Fantastic. So this Patriots defense got it done all game long. Interceptions, sacks, stifled the running game, passing game, couldn't do anything. And the Patriots get the shutout win, winning 25-0, folks. So we'll see what defenses can step up this Sunday, and we'll see if we can give any other defenses some nicknames, folks. We'll see who steps up big time. After the game here, Matt Ryan, the Falcons lose twice in less than a week by a combined score of 68-3. And Matt Ryan says, quote, "It's been a tough 5 days offensively." Yes, it has. Matt Ryan aging out of this league. Rookie head coach Arthur Smith not having your A1 tier 1 piece, and Calvin Ridley not having your number 2 option gadget player in Cordell Patterson. So it's not 100% on the shoulders of Matt Ryan. But, this is what the Falcons are, folks. This is not a good team overall. We got anything else here? We get the Matthew Judon quote that we love. And then J.C. Jackson calls defense one of NFL's best after shutout, saying, quote, "It's gonna get scary." Ooh, so this they've even got more ahead. They've got more than what they can do than what they showed last night. Let's read this quote here. Quote, "I don't want to brag too much, but I feel like we've got one of the best defenses in the league right now. We've got a good pass rush. We've got some guys up front who are doing pretty good this season. The secondary has always been pretty good, and we're starting to build that chemistry defensively." Exactly that. Midway part of the season, the Dolphins defense has been great these last 2 weeks, just finding your footing and getting everything, the chemistry all right here. So the back end of the season is easy for these defenses here. So watch out, folks. This could be a great defensive week as well. The defense is going to start being taken over the league here on a weekly basis. So start betting some unders. I don't know if these overs are going to start hitting the way that these defenses are playing. So Patriots defense, folks, absolutely here. And Mac Jones is truly taking advantage of it.